Albatross. Investigate the Ujina line of JNR. Before watching the Albatross investigation report video, I will give a brief explanation of the Ujina line of Japanese National Railways. Good morning, I'm Falcon. The Sino-Japanese War broke out in July 1894. In order to use Ujina Port, currently known as Hiroshima Port, which had already opened in 1890, as a logistics base, the Ujina line opened in August 1894, 1 month after the outbreak of war. The line connected Hiroshima Station and Ujina Station and was just 5.9 kilometers long. It is said that it was completed in just 17 days, but in reality, it seems that preparations had been made in advance. Albatross. I'm counting on you.
So, I'm heading to Hiroshima Station. Actually, I can see Hiroshima Station, which is currently under construction. The construction is underway to allow Hiro-Den streetcars to enter the second floor of the new Hiroshima Station building. The Ujina line started at Hiroshima Station, but there's no trace of Platform 0, where the Ujina line used to depart and arrive. So I head to the next station. From now on, I will drive along a route as close as possible to the route that the Ujina line used to run.
Good morning.
I'm Albatross.
I am Jay.
Let's cross the streetcar tracks here to get closer to the Sanyo main line. Previously, there was a large bookstore called Futaba Books Giga Hiroshima Station here. A 30-story ABA hotel is scheduled to be built on the site in 2026. On the left side of the screen, the Sanyo main line runs. The Ujina line used to run along the Sanyo main line. This is called Carp Street, and it connects Hiroshima Station with Mazda Zoom Stadium, Hiroshima. When a baseball game is held at the stadium, you may see many people walking dressed in red.
Why dressed in red?
Because the Carp uniform is red. After turning left here, you will see to go railroad crossing. It is a railroad crossing that never opens. It is open now, but it is often closed in the mornings and evenings when many trains pass through here.
Aki Station.
Aki Station used to be located around here. However, it was closed long before the Ujina line was discontinued. I go under the Kojin overpass. For a while, I drive parallel to the Sanyo main line. I'm driving by Lawson Hiroshima Higashi Kojincho store. It is called Red Lawson. The Ujina line separates from the Sanyo main line and heads south. Mazda Stadium comes into view. The Ujina line curves to the right and moves away from the Sanyo main line. I would like to inform you in advance that the filming took place over 2 days, so please be aware that the weather may change suddenly. I've arrived at Mazda Stadium. Let's park the car and start walking.
Ozaguchi Station.
I parked the car and headed towards the former site of Ozaguchi Station, but first I went to Mazda Stadium. Mazda Stadium was built on the site of the yard of the former Higashi Hiroshima Freight Station, now Hiroshima Freight Terminal Station. When the Ujina line was still in operation, there was a short-circuit track between Ozaguchi Station and Higashi Hiroshima Freight Station, as shown in the figure, which made freight transport easier. Because the tracks are triangular, this is called a delta line. Speaking of delta line, the Kintetsu Nakagawa shortcut line and JR's Utaza shortcut line are delta lines too. Mazda Stadium came into view. Let's take this opportunity to get a closer look. Although it's called Mazda Zoom Stadium Hiroshima, it's actually Hiroshima Municipal Baseball Stadium. I found a carp manhole. As many of you may know, there is a Costco right next to Mazda Stadium. It's the Costco Wholesale Hiroshima Warehouse store. It has nothing to do with the Ujina line, but it's worth stopping by.
Costco is a membership store, isn't it?
I used to be a member, but the everything was just too much, so I quit. So I just take a look.
I don't think we can get in.
I want to eat a hot dog. The food court is outside the store, so I think it'll be okay. The sign says a hot dog is 180 yen. It looks like non-members are allowed in.
Good morning. May I see your membership card?
I don't have one.
Sorry, this is for members only.
I told you.
Albatross. Get back to your main task of investigating the Ujina line immediately.
You can see a Suzuki dealer straight ahead. Ozuguchi Station used to be there. The Ujina line used to pass through here from Ozuguchi Station, curve left, and head towards Hiroshima Station. Freight trains must have come this way and head towards Higashi Hiroshima Freight Station. This is Ozu-Dori Street. Originally, the Ujina line and Ozu-Dori Street intersected here, and there was a railroad crossing. However, in 1949, Ozu-Dori Street started to go through a tunnel under the Ujina line. However, the tunnel has filled in later. When passenger service on the Ujina line was discontinued in 1966, Ozuguchi Station was closed and renamed Ozuguchi Signal Station. When freight service ended in 1972, Ozuguchi Signal Station was also closed. This is now Suzuki Hiroshima dealer, but until 1966 it was called Ozuguchi Station. Let's return to our journey on the Ujina line. After crossing Ozu-Dori Street, you see the Suzuki dealer. This is the former site of Ozuguchi Station. You can see Heiwabashi Bridge straight ahead. In 2002, Heiwabashi Bridge was newly opened as a road bridge, but before that, it was only a pedestrian bridge instead of road bridge. So Heiwabashi Bridge is not the correct route of the Ujina line. However, we cannot cross the Enkogawa River without crossing this bridge, so we will cross here. There was a railway bridge upstream from this bridge, in other words, on the right side. So, I will turn right immediately after crossing the bridge. Higashi Dumbara Station used to be located around here. However, it was closed long before the Ujina line was discontinued. The route of the Ujina line looks like this. I wanted to turn left here, but there is no road, so I had to take a bit of a detour.
People built these houses where the railroad tracks used to be, right?
The Ujina line was discontinued about 40 years ago, so I'm sure some kind of land readjustment was made.
The boundaries between houses and roads were changed, right?
From here, we return to the Ujina line route. The Hiroden streetcar runs almost parallel to the JNR Ujina line on the west side, that is, on the right side of the screen, across Hejiyama Mountain. This line is called the Hiroden Minami line and is still in operation today. The Hiroden Minami line connects Mitobacho stop on the Hiroden main line and Minami Machi Rakuchomi stop on the Hiroden Ujina line. The Hiroden Minami line was built during the World War II to increase transportation capacity to Ujina Port. Apparently, the rails were taken from the Hiro-den-Miyajima line by making it a single track. The Ujina line used to run straight through here, but I have to turn left here. After making a round, we return to the Ujina line. Let's stop by a park.
Minami Dumbara Station.
This is the 4th Dumbara Minami Park. It is located north of Minami Dumbara Station, which we will visit later. There are no rails, but concrete blocks are laid out like a railroad track. It is quite winding and twisting, so it is unlikely to be the remains of the actual train track. Let's continue our journey on the Ujina line. You can see a dead end, but that's where Minami Dumbara Station used to be. The Ujina line, of course, used to run straight ahead. Perhaps either the road or the land has been changed.
Land readjustment, right?
That's quite possible, but the route I select might be wrong. The 5th Dumbara Minami Park can be seen on your right soon. At the 5th Dumbara Minami Park, there are some monuments, including the station name sign. However, this park is located at a different location from the actual station. Let's park the car to see the monuments. Wheels have been preserved. It is not clear what type of wheels they are. There are also rails, although they are short. There is a station name sign. I don't know if it's the original or a replica.
It says the next station is Osuguchi instead of Ozuguchi.
After some research, I found that there is a place called Ozu near Ozuguchi Station. These kanji characters were used in the past, but they were pronounced Ozu. The town name was renamed to Ozu using these kanji characters. By the way, Ion Mall Hiroshima Fuchu is located in Osu. Both Osu and Ozu are close to each other, which can be confusing. Even so, the spelling of the next station name sign remains a mystery. Let's continue our journey on the Ujina line. Hiji Yamadori Street runs on the west of the Ujina line, in other words, on the right side of the screen. It is a relatively new highway. Officially, it is called Hiroshima Prefectural Route 37, Hiroshima Miyoshi Line. It connects Minami-ku, in Hiroshima City, with Miyoshi City, in the mountains of Hiroshima Prefecture. This is where the Ujina Line and Hiji Yamadori Street come closest. If I turn right at this intersection, I'll reach Hiji Yamadori Street. The Hiroshima Army Ordnance Depot was located in this area, and there were many brick buildings.
What is Army Ordnance Depot?
It's like an army's weapon warehouse. After the World War II, the Hiroshima Prefectural Office was located here for a while, but now there is the Hiroshima University School of Medicine. On your left, you can see the Medical Museum of Hiroshima University's School of Medicine. The building was built in 1978 and was made of the bricks that survived the atomic bombing.
Kamioko Station.
If I turn left here, I will reach Hiroshima University's School of Medicine and Hiroshima University Hospital. On your right, you can see the First Ishio Park, which is the former site of Kamioko Station. Kamioko Station has been relocated and renamed many times, but this is its location when it was closed. There are no monuments at all. Here, the Ujina Line crosses National Route 2. The Ujina Line crosses National Route 2. However, when Ujina Line was in operation, the road probably wasn't this wide. It is said that there was a Kasumidori Railroad crossing here. On August 6, 1945, an atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. Because Mount Hijiyama was between the hypocenter and the Ujina Line, the line was not destroyed. The day after the bomb was dropped, the line was back in operation, and it began its mission of transporting injured people and others. It seems there used to be a Ujina line station around here. However, it was abolished before the Ujina line was discontinued.
Army Uniform Factory Station.
From Hiji Yamadori Street, we headed the Army Uniform Factory. Army Uniform Factory Station later became Kami-Oko Station. To be precise, this station was relocated, renamed and discontinued several times, but I will not go into details here. Army Uniform Factory was a factory that produced military uniforms for the Imperial Japanese Army and was built in 1913. Although it experienced the atomic bombing, the building survived and continued to function as a medical facility for the injured at that time. The 4 remaining buildings have been recognized by Hiroshima City as atomic bomb-survived buildings. After the World War II, the buildings were used as warehouses, but have been closed and abandoned since 1997. Based on the requests for preservation, Hiroshima Prefecture has indicated a policy of strengthening the buildings against earthquakes. That's why there is a sign like this. Do not come near this wall in case of earthquake. If you turn left at the end of the street, you will return to the Ujina Line Road. Let's continue our journey on the Ujina Line.
Shimo-Oko Station.
Papo Square is located on the former site of Shimo-Oko Station.
Papo Square. The origin of the name. This is where Shimo-Oko Station, a station on the former Ujina line of the Japanese National Railways, was located. For 35 years, from November 1931 to December 1966, Shimo-Oko Station was used by many people for commuting to work and school, and was crowded as the center of the area.
There is no monument, nothing but this sign. Let's continue our journey on the Ujina Line. Shimo-Oko Station was the only station on the Ujina Line where trains could be exchanged. Minami Dambara Station also had a train exchange facility once, but it was removed before the line was closed. It's sad that even though Shimo-Oko Station was big enough to have a train exchange facility, there is no monument to commemorate it. Let's look forward to the next station.
Tana Station.
Let's go to the square where the Tana Station monuments remain. The monuments are located in a different place from the actual station ruins. It's about 50 meters north of Tana Station. A railroad crossing has been recreated. In fact, there used to be a Tana Railroad crossing in this area. The crossing is extremely narrow, so it is unlikely to be a real one. There are also a crossing warning device and a barrier. There was also a manual point switch. A point switch is a device that changes the tracks. The rails are still there. There are bumper blocks too. Let's go to the actual site of Tana Station. The next intersection is in front of Hiroshima South Police Station. The Ujina Line crosses Prefectural Route 86, also known as Ogon-Zondori Street. From here on, we will be driving along the Kagen-Dori Street, which means coastal road. Although it is called a coastal road, there is no coast. This is what the coastal road looks like now. Take a look at this aerial photograph from 70 years ago. You can see that there is a road running along the coast. It makes sense why it's called Coastal Road. Now, let's drive along Coastal Road. Here is the Tana Station Monument.
Just a station name sign?
Yes. That's definitely a replica. The Ujina line track after Tana Station can be seen clearly. It's hard to see the line from this angle, so take a look at the aerial photo. The green line is the Ujina line. On the right-hand side of this intersection, there is a sign that says Former Japanese National Railways Ujina Station Site. I found a railway crossing barrier. I think it was just abandoned, not preserved. Let me explain the history of the Ujina line briefly. It opened in 1894 as a military line. Passenger service began later. In 1972, operation as the JNR Ujina line ceased. It became a line operated by transportation companies. In 1986, the line was completely closed. You can see a bridge. This bridge belongs to the car manufacturer, Mazda. That's because there are Mazda factories on both sides of the street.
In the old days, there was the sea on the left and the Ujina line was running on the right.
That's right.
Shimotana Station.
Shimotana Station was closed long before the Ujina line was discontinued. There is only a replica station sign. The abandoned line in this area has been turned into a golf course. I think it's played with just putters. Finally, we will soon arrive at the final stop, Ujina Station. You can see an elevated road, which is Hiroshima Expressway Route 3. The Ujina line curves to the right here and heads west. The coastal road runs a little south of the Ujina line. Hiroshima Expressway Route 3 is running on my right. The Ujina line used to run on right of the expressway. However, there is no trace of the Ujina line anymore. Let's go to Ujina Wharf Park. There seems to be something monumental about the station. The Paradise Tower, which was the symbol of the Ocean and Islands Expo held in Hiroshima in 1989, has been relocated to Ujina Wharf Park and has become the symbol of the park as well.
Ujina Station.
The rails have been preserved at Ujina Wharf Park, but I think they have been relocated and are not in their original location. The rails appear to branch out, but the positions of the rails may not be right.
It's a monument, so ordinary people don't care.
There is a point switch too. Let's go to Ujina Central Park. This park is located north of Ujina Wharf Park and closer to Ujina Station. There is no monument, but there is a sign like this.
Footsteps of the Ujina line. Visiting places associated with the railway legends. During the Sino-Japanese War, Ujina Port in Hiroshima became a transportation hub. It was constructed to connect Hiroshima Station with the port in just 17 days. It is said to be the fastest construction in Japan. The platform at Ujina Station was 560 meters long to speed up loading and unloading. This was also said to be the longest in Japan at the time. Although the Ujina line made many legends, it was closed in 1986.
We have arrived on the north side of Ujina Central Park. The Ujina Station platform used to be here. On the platform of Ujina Station there was a brick building called the Army Supply Depot. Supply refers to food for soldiers and feed for military horses. In other words, it was a food storehouse for the Japanese Imperial Army. This brick wall was part of the Army Supply Depot. The location seems to be roughly accurate. In other words, the eastern end of Ujina Station was here. The platform was 560 meters long, so the western end of Ujina would be around the bicycle racing track. In this video, we introduce the Ujina Line, an abandoned Japanese National Railways line. How did you like it? Thank you for watching my video. That's it from Albatross,
NJ,
and Falcon.
This channel mainly deals with travels using railroads. If you like such a topic, please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.